I'm so happy and thrilled to be here, and very heartening to see that people are putting their education to good use. The well-read people taking care of the environment and the peace around us, which is so humane and which is so required. So, do you want me to speak in Hindi or English, which is more comfortable? Hindi. So, I have been looking at the work. They have been doing a commendable work, commendable piece of work, and the motive, the intent is more beautiful. You know, how much you achieve is a different story altogether. But the intent to do, the motive to do, is more important. And that is what we lack today. Most of us would dream to do, aspire to do things, but never ever go out of our comfort zone, go the extra mile to get things done and moving. And when I talk about, or when I think about peace or climate change, it's a very thin line I understand between the need and greed of a man. Everything boils from there. If you are able to look and tackle or make a substantiate understanding of the need and the greed. And if you look at all kinds of conflicts which is happening all around us, is largely attributed to the greed of man, or maybe a country or a group of people. But when you talk about the need, man is evolving on a daily basis, right? And most of you would know, we were very much used to the coolers when we were young, as for at least me, not the AC at home. ACs used to be in a very posh offices or something like that, or maybe maximum, even the cars like the Ambassadors and the Fiat, they never had AC usually, even the Maruti. Now if you go to any, it has become a necessity today. It has changed. Delhi is boiling out there now. But when you speak to people, the common man, that you should not use gadgets or the technology to the extent that will harm the environment around you. They also point a finger at you. You have been using all this while. Now it is our turn to make use of it. And why are you stopping us? And that is exactly when it happens to the world level as well. Now there is a greater need of awareness to make people aware what is good, what is bad, put the education to good use, to understand what are the implications and the impacts and the effects of their actions around the environment, and how it will lead. The conflicts which goes to, to conquer the resources around the world. Now we are having electric vehicles, right? But the batteries come from a very conflict area. But to source that batteries, it's a very story. A lot of lives have been lost on that. A lot of people have been traded as laborers on that. But we need an alternative green energy to the fuels we are using. But there would be way forward. Now the entire war history has a lot of attributes to the conquering or control over the oil fields and the resources, which again, why it is important here, because it's a natural mineral resources we have, that is from the planet. Now what we need to do, we need to make people aware. That's where she has a very important role and you has a very important role to play. To put that very, very basic understanding, what I should be doing, what questions I should be asking, and how can I make a contribution. Everybody takes a lot of things for themselves. They take it for themselves, but what can we give? When you talk about living responsibly, putting our education in place, why I'm talking again and again education, many of us are very privileged. We have a fabulous opportunity to get ourselves educated, but we never actually use that. The science around us, the basic common sense around us, how it is affecting us, how it is going to affect our children. Mahatma Gandhi has very rightly said, if you all, and you all remember that, our tomorrow or the today is a loan from our coming generation to us. We are responsible for their tomorrow. We have taken a loan from them, and we cannot jeopardize that. We should make best use of it, stand up for what is right, and looking for people to make aware. Like there's a lot of industry
contributing in World Peace for about 8 years now. I'm an HPS alumnus. I spent about 8 years doing all of the research and information that is futuristic, which is going to help our nation. The whole idea of me to transform from a corporate life into a social service was to really contribute and love for Mother India and Mother Earth. And today I will tell you, like he said, that humanity, when you give your phone to a 3-year-old, he doesn't know how to take care of it. I think India as a country, we all need to build our capacity to understand where the world is headed. When we go to Harvard, they teach us about future. They teach us about the problems that will come, how we can be prepared, how we should be proactive. And I will tell you why. Because today we are living in a much, much better world, which has a lot of information, which has data, which has statistics, and of course a lot of recorded history, like the United Nations, like the European Union, like the United States of America. Everything is united before its name. Two regions which don't have it is probably Asia or Africa. Look at us. We are completely down in all indices globally, whether that is peace index, whether that is happiness index, whether that is hunger index, whether that is anything to do. That doesn't mean we haven't done good work. We have done a lot of good work. And today is a very special day. It's called Peacekeepers Day by United Nations. And what does it mean? It means as a country, as a nation, and we have today with us Shri Ajay Chaudhary ji, who's from the police fraternity. India contributes a lot of its force into peacekeeping. These are the brave hearts who risk their lives for our safety, for your safety, for our children, so we can walk on the road safely. So I thought that it is a great, as a World Peace Institute, it is great to admire these people, say thank you, and honor the force which has maximum number of contribution in the UN peacekeeping mission. That was one. The second is, one is this global, United Nations is global. How do we localize it? Yet Mahatma Gandhi, who's our leader, he's not just a peace leader in the world, he's a saint to me. Our country belongs to saints, our country belongs to the consciousness of gods. If you see the history, I think, it is something that has always taught non-violence, that has always taught peace. That's why we don't invade or attack, right? That's why sometimes, perhaps, with times we also become victim of poverty, of disease, of violence, of conflict. But today we went to the Gandhi Smriti Rajghat. We paid tribute to Gandhiji. We actually requested to him. We prayed to him. It's a pilgrimage to him. We prayed to him that we probably will do. And he's one who's done the policy before. He knows it more than me. Let's hear from him.
Friends, very good afternoon to you. I am here talking in my personal capacity, what the Tamil Nadu will be. I have served in the infrastructure sector. I was Managing Director of National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation. I had founded that corporation when I was Secretary of the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Climate change is, and it should be concern of us all. ये किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, किसी गवर्नमेंट, किसी इंडस्ट्री, किसी डिपार्टमेंट और या किसी भी ग्रुप की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ये हम सबकी इंडिविजुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हम ये जो अपना कार्बन कहते हैं उसको कितना कम करके उतना कम. When I was in Ministry of Renewable Energy, or let's take a step before. When I was in the Ministry of, when I was in NHIDCA, the plastics was a huge problem. And then the government took a very conscious decision to use plastic labeling. And that's how they reduce the carbon footprint. Which is a very, very positive thing to happen. And nobody had thought that it would happen, but it happened. And NHI, and other government institutions started adopting that. When I moved to Ministry of Renewable Energy, we had a target of 175 gigawatts of capacity by 2022. Let me tell you that the government took all steps and removed all full stops to achieve the target. Because the government was so committed that we must achieve the target set by the end of 2020. We did it. And today everybody talks about renewable energy. Initially people thought that energy from solar would come during the day. Then people thought that energy would come from the wind during the evening to the early morning. Then we started mixing solar and wind energy with hydro energy, which is again renewable. We started looking at the peak power and giving our power at the peak hour. And later on we had pumped hydro, and we started giving along with pumped hydro to biomass and also to biomass. And today round the clock renewable energy is available. And this all has happened because of the action of the government, action of the stakeholders, action of people, action of the scientists, action of technologists, and because every day research is going on.
आज UN पीस कीपिंग डे है और जो घटना में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है, जब से संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ का आविर्भाव हुआ, शुरुआत हुई, और दुनिया के देशों ने और महत्वपूर्ण लोगों ने यह सोचा कि देश की समस्याएं देश की सरकारें हल करेंगी, लेकिन जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय समस्याएं हैं उनके हल करने के लिए ऐसा संगठन होना चाहिए। दूसरे वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद और उससे पहले भी कोशिश हुई लीग ऑफ नेशंस के माध्यम से, और 1948 से ये शुरुआत हुई कि अगर किसी देश में या दो देशों में मध्यस्थता करनी है, बातचीत करनी है, सुलह करानी है, शांति व्यवस्था लानी है, तो तमाम देशों से फोर्सेस मांगी जाए, उनकी मदद दी जाए, शांति व्यवस्था बहाल करनी है। क्योंकि यूएनओ की अपनी कोई परमानेंट कंटिजेंट नहीं है, आर्मी नहीं है, पुलिस नहीं है, तो यूएनओ हमेशा जो है तमाम जो मेंबर स्टेट्स हैं, नेशंस हैं, उनके ऊपर निर्भर रहता है। और 1948 से ये शुरुआत हुई कि जहाँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा है, वॉर जोन्स हैं, वहाँ पर हम न्यूट्रल फोर्सेस को इनवाइट करें, और इस क्रम में 1948 से लेकर अब तक भारत का योगदान बहुत बड़ा रहा है। जहाँ भी विश्व में कहीं क्राइसिस हुआ है, हमारे लोग, हमारी आर्मी के लोग, पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस के लोग, पुलिस के लोग यूएन कंटिजेंट का पार्ट बनकर, हिस्सा बनकर वहाँ गए हैं और बहुत ही शानदार काम किया है, और बहुत ही एप्रिसिएशन पूरे वर्ल्ड लेवल पर। आज भी अगर कहीं कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है तो जो होस्ट नेशन होता है, जिस देश में समस्या चल रही होती है, उनकी पहली चॉइस, पहली पसंद ये होती है कि यहाँ पर भारत के लोग अगर आएँ तो हमें समझने में, उन्हें हमें समझने में और उनको हमें समझने में, ये हमारे देश के ऊपर लोगों का विश्वास है और ये हमारे देश की गरिमा है। दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि जैसे हमने कहा कि यूएन पीस कीपिंग डे में आज तक जितने भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुए हैं, शायद ये बात हम लोगों को नहीं पता कि 4700 से ज्यादा लोग अपनी शहादत दे चुके हैं, कुर्बानी दे चुके हैं, और उसमें कई सारे लोग हमारे भारत देश के भी शामिल हैं। जितनी भी फोर्सेस जहाँ जहाँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, जैसे साउथ सुडान है, लाइबेरिया है, कॉन्गो है, तमाम जगहों पे जहाँ झगड़े चल रहे हैं, समस्याएं हैं, हमारे भारत के लगभग 6000 से ज्यादा जवान और ऑफिसर्स विश्व शांति लाने में योगदान कर रहे हैं।
हम सबका काम है, वो एक चीज होनी चाहिए। कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मैनेजमेंट का मतलब है ईज, उसी का मतलब है पीस। और आज की प्रॉस्पेरिटी का मतलब ये नहीं है कि किसी से मैं निकाल के खुद रखूं। आज का मतलब है कि मैं किसी में सक्षम हूँ, मेरे में कोई हिम्मत है, मेरे में कोई काबिलियत है, आप में कोई काबिलियत है, तो उसको मिला के हम ऐसा क्या करें जो आगे बढ़ जाए, जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए भी हो, जो सिम्बायोटिक विद नेचर भी हो, जो पीस कंट्रोलिंग हो, इतना हमको इतना खर्चा ना करना पड़े पीस के लिए भी। हम वी आर देन पुटिंग फॉरवर्ड कि हम अपने नागरिकों के लिए क्या करें, वही हम करते हैं। और मेरा काम है ब्रिंग टुगेदरनेस थ्रू म्यूजिक एंड क्राफ्ट। मुझे मानना है कि जब खाने की बात होती है, कला की बात होती है, म्यूजिक की बात होती है, तो टुगेदरनेस की बातें आसान हो जाती हैं। तब हम एक कोई भी मैसेज बड़े प्यार से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। मगर मैसेज क्या है? प्रॉस्परस इकोनॉमीज अक्रॉस कंट्रीज विद ईज। आज का मतलब यही है। सो एनीथिंग दैट वी डू इंटेंशनली, वी शुड मार्च फॉरवर्ड so that we are symbiotic with nature, we are symbiotic with humanity.